Wait lang, kailangan na masabaw.
Kung YGG ka, trailblazer,
Helpful.
excellent ka, revolutionary,
Leader, matalungin.
Makataon.
Helping hand.
we focus more on our community,
Ni-empower mo yung mga tao to be
the best version of yourself.
Hashtag alagang YGG.
Enjoy!
We want to be able to educate a lot of people to learn the metaverse skills for this new class of jobs. So we are literally building the school for the builders of the metaverse.
Doon ko po nakukuha yung panghulog ko ng motor, pambayad ng kuryente. Halos lahat na po, doon ko na nakakuha lahat sa pag-aaksi.
Salamat po sa pagiging scholar po kasi naibalik ko din yung tulong na ibinigay sa akin.
Ako, isa akong big fan sa kasabihan na everything happens for a reason.
Ayoko po silang mag-stop pag-aral. Sinabi ko sa kanila na ako na lang po yung mag-stop noon.
Napakaganda kasi kapag nagagamit mo yung influence na bigay sa'yo into a positive impact sa mga tao sa paligid mo.
Welcome to Axie Open Manila 2022. We've got 256 of the world's greatest Axie players all congregating here.
It's one of the biggest Axie tournaments ever organized by YGG. This is just the beginning, and we're about to see a lot more exciting stuff happen in Web3 esports.
Yo, what's up YGG, GM, and welcome to our YGG Community update for Q4 2022, and we've got the whole core team right here on the screen, and yeah, shoutouts to everyone who made it here tonight. The gang is complete, and yeah, before we get started, everyone at home, make sure to share the stream, tag your friends, and tell them about what's happening tonight. A lot of big news happening in YGG, and we're going to be giving you the 101 with, yeah, I guess we could start off with the one and only YGG co-founder, Gabby Dizon. Gabby, how you doing, man? Yeah,
Okay,
just
how
hang
are
it.
we
Oh,
doing?
there you go. Hey, Gabby. Yep, I can hear you.
All right, it's nice to see everyone in the community again. Really nice to have these community updates. So yeah, let's get started. All right. Okay, so let's start with our stats for the last quarter. So just remember, this is for fourth quarter ending December 31. Of course, there's a lot of bad news that happened towards the end of the year. We don't really want to get into that, but we want to talk about the different stats that we have in the community. So at the end of the year, we reached over 400,000 community reach in Discord. So this is throughout the whole YGG network, from the core YGG team to Philippines and the different sub DAOs across India, Southeast Asia, LATAM, and all of the different communities. We're now at 270,000 guild badge holders globally, which is really great, and at 8 regional sub DAOs. And Andy will be talking about this later. For our partnerships, we have 57 game partnerships at 11.14 million, 9 guild partnerships for which we've spent 5 million, and 17 P2E infrastructure partnerships, which cost us 2.29 million. And even though the market was down at the end of the year, we're happy to say that this is still the value at the end of the year was still above the cost that we acquired it with. Okay, so some news that was just released today. We were proud to announce that we have completed a $13.8 million token sale that was led by our friends at DWF Labs and supported by some of our great investors such as A16Z, Sangha Capital, Galaxy Interactive. And yeah, it just shows that they're really excited about the future of YGG. And we've been talking a lot about the future of player-owned reputation using soulbound tokens. A lot of you have seen this in the form of the Guild Advancement Program, which we'll be talking about more later. And yeah, generally, I think the future is bright for YGG.
Awesome. Thanks, Gabby. I mean, there's a lot of stuff happening right now, and everyone's definitely excited. You mentioned Gap, which we just launched last night. So we actually have Mark, who's going to be talking a bit more about that in a few moments. But yeah, Gabby, we just want to know. So yeah, how's it been going for you? What have you been up to recently?
So recently, we've been going around the world to talk to a lot of different partners. So I actually came from a week in Dubai, and it seems like the crypto and gaming is really heating up in the Middle East. We also brought some of our Web3 partners from around the world and got them to see Philippines in one of the nicest places in the world, in El Nido, in Palawan. And yeah, now the team is actually really busy preparing for some major announcements at the Game Developers Conference in San Francisco next month in March. So a lot of IRL events happening now that the world is opening up again. And yeah, we're still continuing work on the dev side and looking for more partnerships for YGG.
Awesome. I mean, so guys, you heard it first from Gabby. Gap Season 3 and also our most recent announcement on the raise isn't the big news. So guys, watch out for GDC. And yeah, we hope to see you guys there. A lot of YGG core team members are going to be over there. So don't be shy. Approach us if you see us. We're going to be wearing the YGG swag as always, and we'd love to get each and every one of you. So yeah, before we move on to Mark, everyone watching at home, make sure to drop down those questions, because this is an AMA, and this is one of the very few moments that we have the whole team on board all at the same time. Drop your questions. We have the community marshals on standby, and we're going to be feeding that back into our Q&A section of our stream stream tonight. But yeah, Gabby, thank you so much. It's always a pleasure to hear from you. But yeah, up next, what everyone's been talking about the last 24 hours has been crazy, and the guy behind all of this, Mark, how you doing, man?
I'm good, Serrano. Well, I'm just a spokesperson. This is everyone in core has been putting a lot of work on this one. So yeah, we went live.
Yeah, so Mark, what can we actually like look forward to in season 3? I mean, it's one of the first few seasons that you have been on board, all hands on deck, working day in and day out, making sure that we have the best questing experience for the community with our partner games. But yeah, Mark, what were you most excited about for this season?
So let's start with the second season. So like for second season, we show that we can build multi-tier quests. We have a broad list of games, and in fact, it's triple than the previous one. And then you can see the numbers here, right? We have 117 achievements, 2,000 plus issued minted, and then 13 game partners. So I think the main takeaway is that we continue to see the most active contributors supporting all of these efforts. So to answer your question, what I'm excited for the next one is we're putting more spotlight on community leaders and really highlight key contributors who make our communities great. So you'll see this in the form of more builder and operator type quests that is layered on top of the game quest that people are really excited about. So yeah, season 3 is now live. It's gonna run until end of April. And then we also have a new site. So that's another thing that I'm super excited about. We are continuing to build our platform. People can now create a profile, connect their wallet and social in the achievement sites. So more on that later. But for Gap, that's another thing that we kicked off this season.
That's great, Mark. And for the past few seasons, there has been a lot of talks and also like brainstorming happening behind the scenes for these quests. We've been the core team, the quest creators have been very hands-on, especially in season 1 and a bit of season 2. But for season 3, Mark, like you actually put together this separate group of people who are going to be the voices of the whole community and being able to give out the best product moving forward. Can you tell us more about your Gap Council?
Sure. Yeah. So we put together Gap Council as a response to feedback around getting more community involved. So there's actually a meeting right before this. So there's like 30 plus people who joined. So thanks to you guys for being there. So the Gap Council's goal is to work hand in hand with LGAs and other game leads. So we are the program is getting bigger. So we definitely need people who will help us define the charter, create guides, and just think about how we can take the Gap in how can we level up Gap for future seasons. So that is up. We made a call for contributors. If you want to join that, go to the Gap channels and we'll be happy to assist. But yeah, the Gap Council team has taken a look at the quest that we've created, gave us feedback, and then definitely played a role in defining this season.
Awesome. Thanks for that, Mark. It's always a pleasure to have more of our community volunteers to be hands-on in creating these types of products, especially that it is for the community at the end of the day, right? And the core team, we are going to be your instruments to be able to provide these types of products, campaigns, and events that we definitely want everyone to enjoy. But yeah, so in general, the Guild Advancement Program, it's open to Guild Badge holders, right, Mark? And now we've also integrated the YGG Polygon Guild Badge as well. So all of you guys tell your friends about it, because we structured this Gap Season 3 quests in a way that it's not as competitive. So you're not going up against other questers or other community members. So it's going to be more cooperative, and there's going to be a lot more engagement and a lot more fun in general for season 3. So thanks for that, Mark. And we just want to remind everyone at home. So if you guys have questions about the Guild Advancement Program, make sure to drop them down here in the AMA discussion text channel. And everyone else watching at home, we are live on Discord, Twitch, Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. So yeah, if you want to join in on the Q&A, we're over here at the AMA voice channel. That's discord.gg/YGG. Yep, thanks so much, Mark.
Serrano, one more thing. So by the way, I did say that
Yep.
I'm a spokesperson, right? So actually working behind the scenes is we just join the core team, who's also going to be taking on more part of the gap in the future. So that is a result of seeing his contributions in the community and like for a very long time. So it's now official. He's part of core team. And then, yeah, we hope that the council and the broader GAP initiative will bring in more talent coming from our community into different areas of YGG.
Hell yeah. I mean, we literally just saw Day's name turn green in the YGG Discord right now. So I definitely say that this is way overdue. Day has been, very active community member since the very early stages of YGG. And yeah, well deserved. Hats off to you, Day, and welcome to the YGG core team. I see everyone going crazy right now here on the chats, but yeah, congratulations to you, man. And we're looking forward to working with you in Gap, and just amping up and just giving us a whole new experience for the community. Let's go. All right, so up next, who do we have? Any volunteers from the core team? There you go. It's the YGG Game Partners update. Jeff, our head of acquisitions, are you there?
I think I'll be taking this. Oh, you got it.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead, Kazoo. Yeah, go ahead.
Sure. Yeah, so thank you guys for showing up today to the AMA. Super exciting. And yeah, I'm just going to go over our new approach that we've been using for acquiring assets. So typically we'd invest in like SAFs and acquire NFTs through that, but now we're looking at like secondary markets, and it's kind of interesting because when we're in a bear market, we can capitalize on massive price discounts. So for Q4, we made 4 purchases, and those are My Pet Hooligan, 26 NFTs there. Other Side Land, we purchased 22 plots. We purchased 35 Castaways Genesis characters and 92 Big Bear Syndicate. We did this all for $105,000. And today that's worth $214,000. So big gain. And then also, yeah, I kind of go back to this every update, but to give you an update on Digi Daigaku, original acquisition price was $51,000. At the end of Q4, that was worth $427,000, inclusive of the airdrops and the core asset. So yeah, going well. Besides that, we're building in Castaways. Our founders, coin holders, have access to the island there, and that's exciting to see people kind of congregating and farming, and yeah, more exciting updates to come, relating to esports and tournaments in the Discord, but I won't spoil it yet, so stay tuned. Thanks.
All right, thanks, Kazuo. Yeah, definitely something to watch out for. Yeah, I totally agree, man. Like, it's just gonna be getting more exciting for us, like with all these new partners that we have, and not to mention these upcoming ones that we've been working on for the past few months, right? So yeah, I mean, how about you, Jeff? How you doing, man?
We are doing awesome. All the people on the asset acquisition team that work alongside with me. Shout out to Jingyu, Dan, Nick, even Melissa, and of course we work very closely with Kazuo. You guys probably have noticed that we have slowed down quite a lot. I think it's pretty obvious with the bear market. We're being pretty stringent in who we want to partner with, pretty stringent in what assets we want to purchase, and pretty much get over to you guys, right? We're trying to set that bar pretty high and keep the quality high. So there's not a lot of sharks. Geez, hold on, let's try this again. Shark fin charts out there for you guys. We want longevity in these games. We want things to really build for the future. So We're going to keep this bar high. We think we have plenty of portcos as is that you guys are playing with. You guys are feeding us information from the community, which is actually wonderful, which eventually filters down to Kazuo and some people on our partnerships team, where we actually vet out these projects and see if we want to pick up assets without, purchasing into their token rounds or their equity rounds. So it's really kind of the new face of YGG going forward, and I'm really happy and I'm really proud of all the team that's working on this.
Awesome. So, I mean, Jeff, so we do understand, right? So with the downturn of the current market, so it gets tricky. But then, like, from your end, like, how do you actually, how do you choose the project that YGG works with in, putting it plain and simple?
Unfortunately, there really is no plain and simple answer to that. It's quite an extensive answer. I mean, we will take a diligence process that rivals that of a typical venture capital firm. But of course, community insight does help. We do a lot of game testing. We do loop in Kazuo to discuss, NFT asset acquisition on that side, see how we can deploy it in the community if it makes sense. One thing that we really want to stray away from is teams that look like they're really here for the short term. I think it's pretty easy to sniff that out now. And also assets that are very difficult to deploy. There's really not a big point in YGG to purchase a whole boatload of assets if our players don't have easy access to it, or we don't have some type of like rental model in that game that we can deploy these assets in. For you guys to play with. So, but there's a lot of various factors here, but I think someone, I can't remember who said it in the Discord chat, but quality over quantity is really where we're at. And it's just been a very extensive diligence process on the teams, tokenomics, guild structure, gameplay, and of course, your generalized entertainment, right? Is the game even fun to build? So there's numerous factors in this, and this is why we think, especially now and going forward, and a lot of our current portcos as well, we think we have some of the best partnerships in the space.
Gotcha. I mean, I couldn't agree more, and just really exciting to see to have YGG grow just the top tier projects in this space. Overall, like, the guild is definitely looking forward to all of these games getting released, and we are getting closer each and every day, each and every quarter that we are working behind the scenes to give the best gaming experience for the community. We are going to be seeing these games coming out one by one, and I mean, the game, our game testers actually have the first-hand experience with this. So the program led by Game Ops and May, we get a glimpse of these projects who might eventually be partners with YGG, and at the same time also provide a really good opportunity for the community to expand their knowledge and learn more about these games and the space as of the moment. But then shout outs also to Landfill, who's been leading our games list, where we're really going in depth based on the feedback of the community, which games you want us to look into. So that's definitely ongoing, and we do appreciate all the leads that you guys are sending over here into YGG. And for everyone else out there listening, if you have a project that you want us to check it out, we do have a partnerships form that's pinned in the general chat off the YGG Discord. So that's discord.gg/YGG. And again, I'm gonna be a bit pushy on this, but guys, don't forget to drop in your questions for the core team right now here on Discord. But up next we have the one and only Luis Buenaventura from YGG PH. Hey Luis, how you doing, man?
Hey guys. It was a pretty crazy Q4 for us in terms of events. We did the first Philippine Web3 Festival that was run here in the Philippines across a couple of different cities. It was organized by YGG and our friends at Blockchain Space and Emphasis, and it was like a pretty massive success. It was a week long of kind of all sorts of Web3 activities. We kicked it off with a 24-hour hackathon, followed by a 3-day conference, followed by about 43 different side events. There was alcohol everywhere. And then we ended it with a massive 2-day Axie Infinity tournament with 256 players, a total prize pool of $120,000. The first place winner was Spam and Rice. There was a lot of foreign players that flew in specifically to join this tournament, so it was a great kind of show of force from the community. And yeah, the festival itself had like over 2,000 attendees, 130 speakers, something like 13.2 million social media reach. So it's overall very, very successful. We were really happy with the results, considering that it was our very first big event that we'd ever done, and we were already profitable with this first event. The team is already kind of hard at work working on the next big one. We're not going to reveal too much about it just yet, but yeah, suffice to say that the first Philippine Web3 Festival is definitely not going to be the last one. So we're going to have something for you for sure in the next update. But for now, yeah, the festival last year was a really great way for us to kind of show the world that the Philippines indeed is the center of Web3 activity. So yeah, pretty cool.
I mean, awesome stuff, Luis. Like, I definitely, would be looking back to last year, and that definitely, I'd say, is, one of the most memorable experiences for the community, like, of all time. I mean, not to mention the side events, Luis. We had the conference ongoing. We had booths. We've been able to check out new games. We've been able to make new connections and friends. But like all the other side events happening for the different sub communities, like I don't know, like the whole, I'd say, like the whole BGC area was definitely a blockchain gaming city for a few days, right?
Oh yeah, we had NFT exhibits. We had all sorts of game sub-communities kind of hosting their own side event. It was great, and I think that kind of that format where the community can kind of create its own activities, and then YGG kind of provides the platform and some support for it. That I think that recipe works very well for us because the community is so active. Like I was actually very just really humbled by how much community support we got. Like, the people that were running the tournament, the Axie Infinity tournament, were all like community volunteers, right? So it was really great to be able to put some faces to the names on Discord and Telegram and stuff like that, because, a lot of us had never really met face to face until that point. And yeah, it was just a really great show of force from the YGG community.
Awesome. I mean, so Luis, like we have a couple of questions that we have the guys over at Discord asking, but yeah, we'll be looping back to you in a bit during the Q&A. But yeah, I mean, thanks, man, and seeing the community come together at a very challenging time, definitely says something about what we're doing here. So thanks again, Luis, and shout out to the whole YGG PH team for putting together, something definitely never seen before. And yeah, more to come, guys, more to come. And yeah, up next, drum roll please, we have our ecosystem developer, Andy Chow. How are you doing, Andy?
Doing well. Thanks, Sedano. Hi, everyone. I'm excited to give a quick update on our SubDAO Partners Network for Q4. There's a couple slides here. I will go slide by slide, but I do want to highlight a couple things. First, so we held our first SubDAO Summit, which was actually during the Philippines Web3 Festival. This was something that took a lot of planning and logistics, and really just to get everyone from all over the world in one room to have discussions on sort of our latest updates, share ideas and strategies, and try to find different points of cooperation for 2023. So that was a really exciting kind of gathering, bring everyone together, and you'll see some pictures on this on a later slide. So it was clear that despite during the this current market sentiment and challenges around sort of the original business model, a lot of building has been happening. So more innovation and new models, I suspect you'll see come out of guilds more this year. Second piece I wanted to highlight, which actually happened in January, so not technically Q4, but I think it's important enough to let you all know, was very proud of our partners over at YGG Japan on the announcement of their successful $2.95 million raise, bringing the total funds raised to about 5.75. million. They also announced their Gabby Town product. So it's a Japanese language Web3 games platform. Other notable updates from the sub-DAO you can see on the page here. But YGGC has introduced their hub product. So there are quests that can be completed from their platform and up and live now. Troy has launched a Web3 data insights tool for growth, designed to give different actionable insights on Web3 user acquisition. And SkyGG continues to focus on esports and have acquired 2 FPS teams. So a lot of exciting things everyone's working on. A lot more, probably not enough to say in this hour here. But yeah, maybe we can go to the next page. Don't have a lot to say on this page here, but just the numbers continue to grow here on Discord members, Twitter followers, and badge holders. And then the last page here is on Sedona, if you don't mind going to the last page. Yeah, this is to just bring it back full circle. This is pictures of the actual sub-DAO summit. So we're all there for a full day of presentations and yeah. So yeah, that's it for my update, and thanks everyone for joining.
Awesome, thanks Andy. And I mean, yeah, since Q4 of 2022, the ball for EcoDev has just been going on, and it's pretty exciting to see what other stuff or what other activities and projects you guys are working on. And shout out to Serge as well, who's been working together with Andy for ecosystem development. But yeah, a lot more stuff coming up. And we have the sub-DAO summit that happened last year, and it's pretty cool to see the YGG network coming together and putting all the plans that they have and all the stuff that they want to roll out for their individual communities, regional communities throughout the globe. And Andy, I'd probably say that we have a lot more exciting news coming up in the next few months. And yep, a lot more games and sub-DAOs. Definitely we're going to be working together, definitely also on the esports side of things, to make sure that you guys get to interact and also get to meet the other guys from all over the world. So we've been seeing a lot of comments and a lot of questions here in the YGG Discord as of the moment. So yep, keep it up guys, keep it up. We are putting together our list of questions for the Q&A, and yeah, everyone else at home, don't forget to share, retweet, and while you're at it, like and follow the YGG socials right up there on your screens. So alright, I think this is the part that everyone's been waiting for, the YGG AMA community update, and it's time for Q&A. So without further ado, let's jump right into it. So we have a few questions here for our YGG core team members, and first off is we have Kazuo. Kazuo, how are you doing, man? We have a question here. So YGG recently shared a tweet about partnership with Swissboard. Could you tell us more about what's going to be happening here?
Sure. So it's more specifically a partnership with Xborg, who is like the esports arm of Swissborg, but they have this initial team offering platform where Web2 esports teams go on the platform, and essentially you can acquire a stake in them through NFTs. So one of the first teams that will be launching on there is actually playing in the League European Championship Series for League of Legends. So it's pretty big, and so if you're a Founders Coin holder, you have access to this platform now. It's token gated between Founders Coin holders and Prometheus holders, which are essentially the Founders Coin NFT for Xborg. So pretty huge, and looking forward to that first team to drop. Definitely trying to get a stake in that, so stay tuned. I think we're gonna have an AMA soon with them, right, Sedano?
Yep, definitely. That's definitely happening pretty soon in time for some other news happening for YGG. So Gap Season 3 And our recent announcement with our raise isn't the big news just yet, guys. So hang in there and strap in your seatbelts because you guys are gonna be in for a ride. But yeah, Kazuo, just to follow up here. So can you drop us, any tidbits of info, maybe some alpha there about upcoming perks for Founders Coin holders?
That's a tough one. I don't know if I have the liberty to share what I want to, but I definitely am excited about the future. I would definitely recommend holding on to your Founders Coin. I mean, besides that, I'll continue to look for opportunities within the ecosystem, similar to Xborg. So I'm always on the hunt, and if you see something cool, just recommend it, and maybe we'll schedule a call and see what we could do.
Awesome. I mean, Andy, I'm sorry, Kazuo, I meant, like, in the past, right? So, we've been able to give out, like, some special perks for our Founders Coin holders, starting from NFT drops, to whitelist spots, and, early access for some games. And I think, like, it's safe to say that, we can expect, this to continue. And this time around, with injunction with what Jeff has mentioned earlier, like these are going to be, partnerships and campaigns with definitely high quality projects, and we can definitely, just look forward to expecting more of these in the future, right?
100%. Yeah. Well said.
Awesome. Thanks. Thank you so much, Andy. So we actually have Sil going haywire in the comments, dropping all of these. I'm not gonna say that this is alpha because we're not confirming or denying any of these. But we did post a bit of news about EV.io. Kazuo, like while we're at it, like while we have you up on here, so what's going on with the recent sweep that happened over at those legendary NFTs?
Yeah, so we swept 50 of the EVIO Genesis. It's roughly 2% of the supply. We were kind of intrigued by how large the community was, despite the bear market. Not much attrition on that side because it's just a super dedicated fan base, and also some organic interest from our community. We hear about EVIO like every day here. I know a lot of us are already playing it, so we have the assets now, and we're gonna start doing a lot of community events, so stay tuned. I think one of them is going to be just hanging out in the Discord and playing EVIO and doing some rentals. Andy and I spoke about that yesterday, how we just want to start kind of, spending more time with you guys and just playing games together, like like a normal guild. So that's one of the things we'll be doing. Like I said, I mentioned the tournaments earlier. I don't want to leak too much because that's really Mike's thing, but it's going to be big. Yeah. We're working with some really big Web3 gaming partners for this, and excited for those to go live.
Yeah, I mean, so you mentioned Mike, our head of esports. How you doing, man? And can you give us more info here on what's going to be happening with not only EV.io, but for everyone else at home? So definitely, you guys have to give props to Mike, who definitely played a large role in organizing the Axie Open Manila tournament in November of Q4 2022, right? And just to note and put it out there, so Axie Open Manila was the highest prize pool at the time for any esports or gaming tournament in the Philippines. We definitely, made history in that momentous event. And Mike, so in your experience, man, so what are the biggest challenges in the esports industry today? And do you have any, what plans do you have for YGG in this upcoming year?
Hey guys, great question. I think the biggest challenge facing the esports industry in general, especially in Web 2, is definitely profitability, right? People love to tune in and watch creators play and competitors play, but the business models are just not set in stone just yet. And I think the biggest opportunity in Web 3 ties into asset ownership. And I think once teams can own in-game assets, the business models change, right? And then there's also different types of approaches relating to membership programs with soulbound tokens, etc. Right? So I think yeah, Web3 is super exciting for esports, and I think it solves a lot of the challenges that are faced currently within the industry. We'll find out. This year I think there's going to be a lot of excitement movement. As it relates to YGG Elite, this year we're taking a little bit of a look. We did it really well last year. We did a good transition from V2 into Origins for Axie Infinity. Our team continued to make like really strong strides and placed well on leaderboards. Recently, we got rank 1 in the Mystic Era leaderboard, right? So that was super cool. But yeah, I'm looking to expand the team a little bit, restructure it, and then create more community-facing events so that you guys can interact with the team, and then also looking to expand where appropriate into different games.
Oops, sorry about that, guys. I was on mute. Yeah. So, yeah. To repeat the question. So, Mike, how do you see the sub DAOs coming together, in terms of esports, yeah, like in 2023?
Yeah, I think the biggest advantage that we have with the sub DAOs is regional partners who have expertise in the specific regions, and I think in this year, like, the goal is basically to tap into that and create collaborations and also boost rivalry within the YGG community, right? So yeah, keep an eye out. Definitely want to involve those guys, create some competition, some activations, and yeah, just create some sort of regional rivalry. Everybody's super passionate about that in traditional sports and even in esports. So I think it's going to be serve us well here in YGG.
Yeah, I mean, definitely. I think we've had a couple of discussions about this in our calls, right, Mike, with the rest of the team, where we've noticed a bit of a trend when it comes to competitive games in blockchain, right? So there's a lot more interest within these different communities when it comes to putting together teams and yeah, going up against each other. So definitely, since we're already at it, we did the sweep of EV.io very recently. There have been talks, or we are actually, like, figuring out, like, what we can do for the community with now our access to these legendary NFTs. So shout out to everyone there who are FPS players. And the good thing about EV.io, I'd say, is that it's not really hardware intensive, and anyone could actually hop on and try it out. So, like, while you're right here in the AMA, definitely go look at Peep, and yeah, like, who knows, maybe Mike here has something exciting for you guys in the very, very near future. Yeah, thanks, Mike, and it's always a pleasure to be hearing about the plans and what's going to be happening next for esports. So everyone at home, thank you so much for dropping by. We're not going to be ending just yet, but before we do move on to our other questions, make sure to follow and like the stream while you guys are over there watching on your devices at home. But yeah, so Gabby, we have a question here for you. And first of all, the community wants to congratulate you on our most recent announcement with DWF Labs. And what we would want to ask is, how do you think, or how will the core team utilize the funds provided to YGG from DWF to support guild initiatives?
We're gonna sweep the floor of. No, just kidding. You saw in the news that we talked a lot about soulbound token NFTs, and this is something I think that YGG is kind of leading the rest of the world in innovating around SBT achievements and how it relates to player reputation. And player reputation is very powerful because it strengthens the community that we have. And when community has a better reputation because he spent more time in Gap gaining achievements, then we learn more about what you're good at, what your skills are, what you've achieved, which enables you to get better offers or get better quests from games. So we think that SPTs are kind of really powerful. As gamers, we're all used to getting achievements in different games. And now these achievements are your superpower because you're not just some random gamer on Discord. You're actually a player on Web3 that has done these verifiable achievements, and it's all in your wallet for everyone to see.
Awesome. I mean, Landfill actually just pointed out, tagged a very important or a very great candidate for a person in the community who will do or already has a very powerful player reputation in the works, Gabby. And Boring Forever has been, a very dedicated community member in YGG for the longest time. And she definitely has been killing it on the leaderboards of Gap since season 1. She's active in multiple games, and yeah, we've only seen more and more people, following the footsteps of Boring. So maybe a follow-up question here, Gabby, is that in the case of Boring Forever, how do you see her reputation applicable to what YGG will be building out, let's say, in the next 3 years? What can she do with what she has on her SBTs as of this moment in the next 3 years? That's what I'm trying to ask.
Okay, so the next thing that we're doing after achievements will be really doubling down on quests, and we want to be able to get quests coming from a lot of different games, even outside of the window of the Gap, so that if you're a player that has basically the achievements that are desirable for these games, they may be offering you special quests. For example, if you're really good at crypto unicorns, you might get a special quest to do something that will have a higher reward. If you're good at Axie Infinity, a different strategy game might give you an offer to play the game, and you might get some special NFTs out of it. If you're identified as a YGG badge member, then you might get some special skins just by logging into a new game that wants to attract the YGG community. So there's a lot of possibilities here, and we want to show the world that the YGG community is special when we go into a Discord, when we go into a game, that our players are different because they are a positive force on the community, on the game, on the economy. And I think it's going to show on the quests and the offers that our community members will be getting.
Awesome. Thanks for that, Gabby. In the topic of the Guild Advancement Program, so we're gonna be segueing a bit to Mark over here. Taking the lead on the project. So, Mark, who exactly is eligible for GAP? And how does it work? Like, let's say we have new members on the YGG Discord right now. Maybe they've heard about YGG from YouTube, Twitter, or whatnot, and it's their first time here. So, what are the steps for them to, participate in the program?
Sure. So, there are game-specific criteria and submissions if you want to apply for certain quest, but more broadly speaking, for Gap, we made it very accessible so that all you need to do is to take a look at the list, go to the site, sign up, create an account, and have your YGG badge as well. And then each of those quests will have the criteria that is needed. So, for example, for game tester, you'd have to submit a form to apply to get there. But for other quests, you can just start playing, right? So I do suggest go and explore the list and read up on what it takes to qualify, and then go into the server, like the Discord server, to ask if you have questions. But the criteria more broadly speaking is just like sign up and then start playing.
Awesome. Yeah, sure. Just to add to that, so guys, if it's your first time hearing about the Guild Advancement Program, all you need to do is mint your guild badge on Ethereum or either on Polygon, right? And once you have that, all you have to do is link your guild badge to Discord, and you'll be getting access to the different Guild Advancement Program text channels. So we have a specific announcement channel there for any, the latest news, the latest updates, and we also have some channels where we have important links that you might need when doing your quests, and also we have a general chat where the YGG community helpers, the YGG mods, and even marshals for media content that are in there that will be, more than happy to answer your questions. And these guys are there around the clock 24/7. The YGG Discord is popping all day. And yeah, so Mark, we have another follow-up question to that. So how are the gap seasons structured? So is there a cutoff or deadline to enroll in gap season 3?
Yeah, so I'd say it's an ongoing set of quest events and engagement. So sign up now, enroll week 1, and then follow the activities happening within individual games.
Awesome. And so Mark, is there any possibilities, for some quests, let's say in theory, let's say there's a game that has a quest and the game experiences some downtime. The game gets closed for a couple of weeks. So how does that work? Like, if it does in theory affect these quests, are there any adjustments happening on the fly with the gap, or is everything written down or anything on the site already final?
So in terms of the list of quests, that is final from a gap perspective. But yeah, stay tuned for campaigns happening outside of gap because there's always one-off events happening. But within the gap, it's 10 to 12 weeks. So it's definitely not there are some downtime in between seasons. So when that happens, it's up to the quest givers and the squad sponsoring the quest to figure out if there's any activity that should happen in between. But the timing is also varies according to the games. So all I can say is that as long as you meet the criteria, be in the leaderboard, again, depending on the game, then you shouldn't worry about having downtimes in between in mid-season.
Awesome. Maybe just to follow up to that, Mark. So we have a question from YGG Carrot. So how does the submission work? Let's say we've done the quests. How do we submit the proof that these quests are done?
Sure. So I think by the way, I think that's a good question because last season we had a third-party tool where people can submit. So we aren't doing that. We will defer back to the quest givers, who's the main contact on the quest list. So look at the site. It's your usual quest giver from last season. Some of them require screenshot as proof of work. Some of them requires streams and content. Sedano, you have your own quest. So the submission will be decentralized to the different games.
Awesome. So yeah, definitely. So on the YGGD app, you could see the quest creators, and yeah, all you have to do is reach out to these guys. And yeah, just don't worry. We still have the whole season to be able to submit your quests. You have more than enough time. And if not, make sure that you keep tab or always archive all these screenshots that you have. In any case, that at the end of the season that you guys might have any disputes with the quests. So yeah, we do allocate a few days, a couple of days, or maybe even more than a week, right, Mark, to be able to hear your sides and also study what we can do, and yeah, make sure that everyone gets sorted out before the season ends. Go ahead, Mark.
I know that's a good reminder to core. So let's compile all the ways that people should submit, and then we'll put that in the gap channels so that you can see it more easily.
Awesome. So yeah, definitely, guys, keep an eye out for GAP text channels on the YGG Discord. That's where all the links are posted and immediate announcements go out. So definitely, if you all guys are questing, make sure to keep tabs and set those alarms and notifications to turn it on. So okay, right up next we have another question here. So I think this is actually for Gabby and Aurelie. So which gaming rewards is YGG currently open for? So which YGG games do we have staking basically, and how does the team manage those rewards?
I think Kazuo is actually the best person to answer this question.
Oh, okay. Go for it, Kazuo.
Yeah, I'll take it. So as far as the assets that we have that we're staking, I'll go through the list. We have AXS, Ron, Fancy Birds, Breeder, that's Breeder DAO, SNS, which is Sinner, which is Mobland, Guild, that's Blockchain Space, RBW, Rainbow for Crypto Unicorns, Monkey League, MBS, Sand for Sandbox, and then we're also staking our Crypto Unicorns token, or Crypto Raiders tokens, as well as Guild of Guardians. So a ton of tokens staked. I'm just going through our NFTs. We're staking our Star Atlas ships. Yeah, and that's about it. So like, how are we using those rewards? Sometimes they're used for, liquidating for cash to support our business operations. Sometimes we hold them to maintain exposure to that particular asset. It kind of varies. There's no like blanket answer to provide, but yep, that's about it.
Awesome, thanks Kazuo, and definitely exciting this year that as more of these games get released, like we could just expect our roster of YGG reward vaults to be open to the community. And yeah, so guys, we are at the top of the hour here, and before we do go, make sure to follow YGG on our socials, and we have a lot of stuff coming up in the next few days as well. But then for those who weren't able to make it tonight, don't worry, because the YGG community update for Q4 2022 is going to be uploaded across the board, YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch, and actually Twitter as well. So that's always going to be there for you guys to share and look back and check for any updates that you might have missed out. So to wrap up the things, we are at the hour. Gabby, can you tell us more and sum up for the community on what projects YGG will focus on the year ahead, and what are we going to be looking for in 23?
So now YG is an over 2-year-old community, and we've seen the waves. Market goes up, market goes down. We've started doing esports. We've gone into a lot of different games, and YGG continues to evolve. We've been talking a lot about our platform that will offer up soulbound tokens for player reputation. You're going to see quests come on top of that. We're going to continue partnering and talking to a lot of the top game companies in the world that are interested in Web3 gaming. So a lot of these conversations are continuing. And actually next month, we'll be going to the Game Developers Conference to talk to a lot of the biggest game companies in the world and see what their plans are for Web3. And we just want to tell you that the work never stops on our end. We really love what we do, no matter what market it is. And I think it's time to show the world how powerful the YGG community is. And there's a lot more in store for the year. So it's a very exciting year for us.
I couldn't agree more, Gabby. And, I think that the community shares the same sentiments as well. More and more people are coming to YGG, both you and OGs. We've seen this guy, right here on the Discord in our events. And a lot more to see. So guys, everyone at home, thank you so much for making it here tonight. And it's been a pleasure to be hosting this AMA with you guys and the core team. So before we do go, guys, don't forget, hashtag drop those We Are YGGs in the chats. Let's go. Drop him. Let's go. Hashtag we are YGG. And yeah, for any more updates, we have YGG TV happening every Thursdays together with Crypto Fiesta, 9 p.m. onwards, and everything Metaverse, everything Web3, news, esports. You guys know where to go. So once again, my name is John Sedano, Community Marketing Manager for YGG. And yeah, everyone at home, have a great night and see you guys in the Metaverse. Peace out.
Hey guys. Again.